Good afternoon, and welcome to our weekly Wednesday livestream reflection from Mancroft. I'm George Allin, and I'll be in conversation with my colleague Alice Lambert this afternoon. If you're visiting the church, please do free to continue to walk around. So, Alice, we're here this afternoon to discuss, we're both on the ministry experience scheme at this church.
Yeah.
Exploring ministry is part of the ministry and all the various ways that goes.
Yeah.
You started 2 weeks ago?
Yes, beginning of September.
And how's it been so far?
It's been wonderful. I got to do my first deaconing session on the first Sunday, which that really sort of brought home to me what this experience is, what it is we're doing. And it was a great way for starting on this experience. I'm also sort of aware that I'm in the presence of someone who has already got quite a bit of experience on this. So I was going to sort of ask you, for you so far, how has this experience been, and what's some of the more challenging moments you've found?
It's been a fantastic year so far, and I'm looking forward to a second year of doing it. It's really quite different from sitting in the congregation and observing to what actually goes on behind the scenes and the preparation that takes place. And so I think there's some surprises as to things which hopefully look like they smoothly run up here, and then when you're preparing them you realise, oh, actually it's picking up all the right things at the right time and putting them down.
Yes.
Don't come naturally unless you look them up and practice them. And but very well supported by everyone here who's been very patient as I get to grips with that. And I'm still getting to grips with that, but
Good.
It's been excellent.
Good.
And what is it this year that you're maybe most looking forward to, or just generally excited about?
I think for me, I'm so enthralled by everything, and I know I need some of the more behind-the-scenes experience, as you say, sitting in the congregation for many years, to then seeing how everything works is quite a bit different. And I think emotionally and physically you gain a lot more understanding of those in ministry, what they go through. And I'm just excited to be shown a whole year of church behind the scenes, preparing for the various seasons that we come in, and understanding this faith a lot deeper. For you, what have you taken away that's been the most encouraging and enriching?
It's as much as we're sat here this afternoon, it's not about us.
Yes.
It's about the community of this church and of this city. And I can definitely get in my head, and there'll be weeks where I look over a sermon and think, this really can't work out what to say, this isn't coming together. And you stand up and deliver it, and in that worship, through God, you're able to speak to someone, and they'll say, this bit here really spoke out to me and really meant something to me. And I think at that moment it really hits me. It's like, oh, it's not me, it's by God's strength that we're standing here and opening up to everybody and able to offer this wonderful space and worship to everyone. So yes, I don't think something to hold on to when it's challenging is it's not by our strength that we do this. One of the other aspects of starting ministry in the church is something which was once perhaps something you do on your day off or as a relaxation becomes your full-time occupation, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
So on a lighter note, what is something you enjoy on your days off or in your spare time?
So I have a family, and I think suddenly that adjusting from where Sundays were your end of the week moments of going to church, as you say, that becomes work. So I'm still trying to get the hang of what isn't work. On a more general note, our family, my husband and children, are very outdoorsy. We have dogs, so we enjoy walks and trips and family games. And I'm really starting to have to push myself to understand where work stops and where personal life needs to step in.
Yes.
And get that real sense of a day off.
It's definitely been a learning curve for me over the the past year.
For you, have you found it enriching meeting other people on the scheme? I know at the beginning of the year there's a big national gathering.
Yes, absolutely. One of the odd things is, of course, ministry isn't for everyone, and it's a select few from the church who that's the right fit for them. And so it can almost seem like you're out on your own sometimes. That's why it's wonderful that we're both doing it this year, because it's we're both going through it together. But to have those national meetings and realise, it's not just me. There's lots of people going through these and having these conversations and thoughts. It's very reassuring.
Yeah.
I know you had a Zoom call last week.
Yes.
Did you find something similar?
I did, yes. And actually, I was surprised at just how many were taking part, as well as actually the fact that earlier in the month they celebrated 10 years of the Ministry Experience Scheme. I even found a lady in a very similar situation to me, family, sort of my age. And it was really wonderful to see God at work through so many young people and understanding what that means and how important that is to nurture. And I do feel that with the ministry experience, that's an excellent way of nurturing it and helping to make it grow. You talked about being able to work together. Planning our first service has definitely been a highlight for me. In your experience, do you ever feel a sense of pressure when organising, or are you able to stay quite calm?
There is a sense of pressure, and so our first service is one of our monthly alternative informal services, which will be about Jesus on the mountaintop. And it's a great privilege and responsibility to be able to offer that space for people to connect with God and to worship in the church. And so without being too much stress or being unhealthy, I think it's good to maintain a respect for the responsibility that goes into leading that space. And so a little bit of pressure is good.
Yes, yes.
You do have to step back and breathe and keep calm sometimes, but no, I think it's good to understand the weight of it.
I have to say, I was so excited to be able to work with you, having watched you all of last year at work. I knew that I would be in safe hands.
It's very kind, Alice.
What do you hope to gain looking ahead from this experience now?
I think to further understand how a community such as this church and other churches can best be served. Listening to people and to what they want and what helps them connect most. There are possibly thousands of books written on it, but I think until you're standing in front of people and trying to offer that in person, it's a different experience.
Yes.
Very different. And how about yourself, Alice? What are you looking for this year?
I think initially I was looking for a sense of direction, but now that I'm in the scheme, I'm allowing God to work through me even more. And even in these last couple of weeks, I've understood what it means to let God take charge.
Yeah.
So I think what I would like to gain is just the reassurance that God has his plan for all of us, and through him we can continue to do ministry and gain experience throughout our vocation. I think I'm also, on a lighter note, just looking forward to even more planning with you and excitement, and we've got Christmas and Easter and all the joyful moments to come.
And there's plenty of planning for for those to come.
Yeah.
Well, it seems a lovely note to finish on.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much to everyone in the building and online for listening to us this afternoon, and I'm sure we'll see lots of you all in the year to come.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.